Living in home sweet home, Hampton Roads. You're living in.
With the election of Howard University graduate Kamala Harris as Vice President of the United States, many are just learning about the existence, tradition, and importance of the country's 100 HBCUs, or historically black colleges and universities, which to this day produce the majority of black doctors, lawyers, and teachers in the country. After the Civil War and before the end of segregation, African Americans could only attend HBCUs. This resulted within the halls of these institutions of higher education the development of a rich cultural history, which is inherited even by their graduates of today. Hampton Roads is home to two of them, one private in Hampton, Hampton University, the other public in Norfolk, Norfolk State University. And that's where we find 2006 NSU graduate and young real estate mogul Ralph Newsome, returning to his alma mater as a guest at the university radio station WNSB.
Blazing Hot 91.
Blazing Hot 91, your Blazing Hot music spot. We'll get through this together, and I have the honor of sitting with 2006 NSU graduate, an NSU alumni. We actually went to school together, although this brother has taken off.
DJ INC, he pretty much DJ'd my college life, right? It was between him and another DJ, and they did all the parties that we went to. So it was awesome seeing him and reconnecting.
Mr. Ralph Newsome, nice to have you, sir.
Nice to be here, thank you.
So, you the money man. You where the money reside, where the money reside. You know what I mean? So, what are you doing now?
So now I'm a real estate investor. I run a private equity firm where most of our investments are done in real estate. We do have some small businesses that we invest in as well, some commodity, but our claim to fame is real estate.
Well, so how did Norfolk State help prepare you for this life you're living now?
Absolutely.
Get into real estate.
Absolutely. So I actually graduated with an accounting degree from NSU, and from there I worked at a CPA firm for about 8 years, and just always kind of being around numbers. And I've always been an entrepreneur at heart, so with the finance background and my entrepreneurship background, it was a perfect marriage.
Let that be known, everybody. NSU is why he's where the money resides, where the money resides.
Behold the green and gold.
So Norfolk State played a major role in the success and where I am today. So I'm indebted to Norfolk State, not just because I owe them money, but because of what they've done for me and how it was a stepping stone to where I want to be.
Tell me some of the things about how you got to building that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm glad you asked that. So I read a lot, right?
As you should. as we all should. We all should.
Yeah, and that's actually kind of what helped me kind of step out there and take those necessary risks. But I realized that there are a lot of great financial books out there, but not a lot geared towards youth. And I always felt like, well, if someone were to kind of put their arm around me or gave me a book to read when I was really, really young in investing, I would be a lot further ahead than today. So I thought about that and I said, well, you know what? Let's create a book where adults could benefit from, no doubt, but geared towards younger people and kind of giving them a leg up earlier in life.
Let me tell you about my book. It's called The ABCs of Financial Education. It's geared towards young kids, but I gotta tell you, adults can, get some tidbits out of it as well.
Basically, you just take the entire alphabet from A to Z and match that up with financial terms where people can, learn. And the cool thing is we kind of call it the gateway to finances, where we don't elaborate specifically on any one subject, but if people have an interest in a particular subject, then they can go and get other books on that particular topic. So we live in America, and America is a capitalistic society. So to really win in life, I would say, you have to have financial education. I always say this, I don't care what profession someone goes in. They could be a DJ, they could be a teacher, right? Any profession that you go in, financial education should sit on the top of that. Because you gotta learn how to manage your money, you gotta learn how to manage debt, taxes, inflation. These are things that eat at your wealth, regardless of industry. So that is in itself important to further educate people on financial education.
Giving back is pretty much what I live for, because I think at heart I'm an educator. If I can be an inspiration, reach back, give back, and also teach at the same time, I think I'm you know, that's what I'm here to do.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ralph Newsome II, author of The ABCs of Financial Education, and NSU alumni, showing everybody throughout the world, throughout the country, exactly what NSU has to offer. I appreciate you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
You're living in.
So it's great having another Norfolk State grad on the show. This radio station, WNSB, is where I actually began my broadcasting career before I went into TV news. Being here on the campus of NSU after all these years, I haven't been here in a while, it's just amazing to see all of this incredible growth. Seeing all the new buildings, all the new development around here is just amazing.
Yeah, so Norfolk State was great. It's always a good experience to go back. And it's like I was saying before, it's my first time at the radio station. So doing an interview there and just giving my perspective of where I'm at today was awesome.
So here we are, good old Norfolk State University. Feels good to be back.
Feels great to be back. Absolutely.
For you guys, I'm a Hampton guy, but y'all go ahead and feel good.
So how long has it been?
That I was here 2019 for homecoming. So I've seen the improvements over the years, just the campus blossoming. We would always joke and say, hey, if we had that library when we were in school, we would all have straight A's. So.
If we had technology, we can just Google it.
Yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right.
Way ahead of the game.
That's
right?
absolutely.
Well, obviously you did pretty well for yourself.
Yeah, well, you know, the school, I tell people all the time, the school was very instrumental in my overall growth. The networking, like there's thousands of us scattered throughout the states, and we can pick up the phone at any time and call someone that's in a different field that can help out and help us grow. So I owe a lot to the school from that standpoint.
But you know, I have a question for you.
Sure.
You know, you feel very spirited here, but you own property in Chesapeake, you own property in Norfolk,
Yep.
multi-family homes,
Yep.
and DC.
Yes.
How'd that happen?
Well, that's a good question. So I've always been an entrepreneurial at heart, and I graduated Norfolk State with a degree in accounting. So I had that finance background as well, and I just kind of picked and choose what I thought were good investments. So real estate to me kind of checked all the boxes. You know, it's an asset you can own, you can collect cash on a monthly basis, and there's a whole bunch of tax benefits. So I looked at real estate and I said, this is where, you know, this is where we should kind of focus our firm. I started in DC. I'm not sure when's the last time you guys been to DC, but it's nuts as far as property valuation.
Gotcha.
So that kind of led us further south. We looked at Richmond, but it's so close to DC that area was blowing up as well. And it's funny because my wife's family still lives she's from Virginia Beach, so they still live in the area. Okay. And we would come down here on trips, and I was like, well, you know what? This is this area does have a lot to offer. There's military here, there's schools here, there's some investments. You go to, you know, Norfolk Waterside, you see there's a lot of money going into the waterside. So people are investing here. Let's start looking at properties here. So we analyzed some deals and they penciled out, and the rest is history.
He's right. Hampton Roads checks all the boxes. It's a great place to live and a great place to invest in real estate.
Well, you mind sharing about, okay, so you came from Norfolk State, you graduated, you came here, you got some land, multi-family, okay, so there's no step missing. You got some money. I mean, how did you gain that money to make those moves?
Yeah. I always start with discipline. You can be the smartest person, you can come from wealth. If you don't have discipline, you're not going to win. You're going to lose. So I was very disciplined with my finances from an early age. Mm-hmm. Like that was something that I didn't have to train for. That was in me. LeBron James can dunk a basketball. Ralph Newsome can save $1.
Got you.
So I started with that, just saving, you know, stacking, working, and then I started putting that money to work in the stock market.
Hey man, so you know, we took a whole lot about Norfolk State and reminiscing. That's all great and good.
Yep.
But I like to look at one of your multi-family unit houses.
Absolutely.
Maybe the one in Chesapeake?
Sure, let's do it.
Let's go. It is great highlighting Ralph Newsome. He is a great inspiration to young entrepreneurs trying to figure out how to place their mark in this world today.
So we're in Chesapeake, Virginia. So I'm gonna give you a grand tour of the Taj Mahal, right? We had a tenant that recently moved out, and we're going in the unit now to do our renovations. Typically, we're gonna update the flooring, paint job as well. We'll update the bathrooms with new vanities, new toilets, kitchens, things that we can do to really increase the rents. We're on a really hectic timeline as far as getting these units renovated. We have a 10-day process that we, from bang to bullet, so as soon as the tenant moves out, we have 10 days that we give ourselves to get these units flipped, because each day that these units sit vacant affects our bottom line, it affects our net operating income. So where are we at, fellas?
As you can see, we've already ripped up the carpet. I've ordered the commode, the vanities coming in, and they've started on the flooring as of right now.
Okay, but I'm still seeing old appliances that hasn't been ordered, no paints on the cabinets, so any floors in the kitchen. Can we get a ceiling fan? What's going on, Ramen?
Yeah, we're going to get the ceiling fan and the paint today, so it's coming.
The appliances have already been ordered, they just haven't been delivered yet.
Okay.
But we will need more floor material. We don't have enough floor material.
It's not in the budget, Mike.
It's not in the budget.
It's not in the budget. Every time I come here, it's materials, but we need to stick to the schedule and stick to the budget. What's going on?
If we're able to get the materials, I understand we're out of budget, but we do not have enough floors, and we have to have the floors if you want a tenant here within the time frame that you desire.
You know, I chuckled a little when I saw Ralph being very passionate about the timeline. And the timeline is important, and he's really serious about providing the best material, opportunity that he can do for the community. And that's what passion does.
So you're telling me if we get the materials, we still can make our 10-day process?
That's the goal.
You concur?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's get it done then. Yeah, so typically I'm not like that, but every once in a while you gotta do a little kick in the pants just to get things going.
Working for Ralph is like having, one-on-one mentor, anything from what happens in the inside of flipping apartments to the business side of possibly owning an apartment.
Properties like this and stories like Ralph is what's essential to Hampton Roads. And that's what this show is all about.
The timeline affects the bottom line. These guys definitely have some work to do to get this unit up to par. We'll be back again soon with this favorite son of Norfolk State University to see how it all turned out and if the deadline was enough time to get it all together.
You're living in.